Okay, guys, I'm going to show you how to use a mockup. First thing we're going to do is we're going to export your logo. So I'm using my Otter example and I'm in Illustrator right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit my artboard button to see which artboard my logo is on that I want to export and use in the mockup, which it's on artboard 1. Perfect. So I'm going to go File, Export, Export As. And I am going to make sure it's a PNG. Range, and then whatever artboard it's on, which is artboard 1, and I'm going to put that on my desktop and hit export. Now I want to make sure its resolution is high, and I want to make sure that it is a transparent background color, and click OK. Awesome. So that is my logo ready. So now I need to go to Graphic Burger, which is the mockup website that I like to use, and I'm going to find a mockup I want to use. So these are all mockups you can use. So if you type in Graphic Burger and go to the website, they have a whole mockup section. And a mockup is basically a Photoshop file that someone else has already set up for you. And you can just download it and you can pop your logo in to the file. So I'm going to use this small canvas tote bag mockup. I think that'd be cute. So I click on the mockup I want, I scroll down and I need to hit the download button, and it's going to take a minute or two to download it. I've already downloaded this. Once you download it, you can open it up. And how do you open it up? Let me show you. So I'm going to go to my Finders folder on my desktop, and I'm going to go to downloads because I've already downloaded this small canvas tote mockup. I'm going to double click on the folder. And I want to look through the folders until I find the Photoshop file. And I know it's a Photoshop file because in type it says Adobe Photoshop or PSD, something like that. And I'm going to double click on it and that will open it up in Photoshop. Okay. So here it is, the tote bag in Photoshop. Again, this is something that someone else made already. I'm going to use it though to demonstrate and to kind of show my design. So let me go to layers. And in most of these mockups, if you go to layers, you can kind of see that whoever made this mockup actually labeled where you're supposed to put your design. So you can see right here on this layer that has this little like icon on top of the layer thumbnail, it actually says your design put here or goes here. So I'm going to double click not on this, like the words right here. I'm going to double click on this little icon on the thumbnail. And when I do that, I click OK, and it's going to open a new Photoshop tab. This is like the inside of that tote bag. This is like the design. This is where we're going to put our design. You can see this is the kind of example design they had, and I'm going to go ahead and just ignore that for right now and go to my Finder folder and go to my desktop and find my Otter logo, and I'm just going to drag it and drop it. There we go. And I'm going to size it. I'm going to hold down Alt and scroll to size it and click OK up here when I like the size. And then I'm going to hide. I'm going to go to the layer that has that placeholder logo and hide it. Okay. So cool. This is it right now. Now, if I click back on my tabs here and I click back on the small canvas tote mockup, we'll see it's not there yet. And that is because, hold on, I'm hiding my meeting controls. There we go. That is because it's not applied until I'm on this inside template. If I hit File, Save, I just need to hit File, Save, not Save As, just Save. And once I do that, it's now updated in here. Look how cute that is. All right. And what's awesome is if you zoom in, it's got the texture, it's got everything. It's great. All right. What is also cool is, so I can obviously save this. I can go File, Export, Quick Export as PNG. And I can save this image as canvas tote bag. I'm going to call it charcoal color because it has the charcoal color I'm using. We want to make sure we're using the colors that we have in our little final deliverable branding plan. So let me look at my other colors because I can easily change to use other colors. So maybe I want to see what it looks like if I'm using the blue, the teal. So let me copy my color code, my hex code for blue, which is right here. So I'm going to just Control C to copy that. And I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to go back to the tab where I'm editing what's on the bag. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the otter file and I'm going to add a solid color adjustment. And here this pops up asking me what color I want. And I can try to find my color, but that's going to take forever. And I don't know if it's going to be the exact color that's in my palette. So I'm going to just copy and paste the code that I just copied from my Illustrator file. There it is. And I'm going to hit OK. Okay. And of course, this is covering everything. So what I'm going to do next is right click, create clipping mask. And see that supplying that color over my otter charcoal file. And then I can hit File, Save again to update it. And click back. And yay, that's it in the blue. So then I'm going to go File, Export, click Export As. And I'm just going to call it like the teal, because I guess it's more of a teal color. Put that on my desktop. Awesome. And some of these mockups will have like specific buttons to help you change the color of things, but I actually think on mine that I could just go to the logo file here and I might be able to just make a big color underneath everything that might change the bag color. Let me test it out. I'm going to just grab red. I'm not going to use that as my overall color because red's not in my color palette. But if I just grab a paint bucket and drop in red and then hit File, Save, let's see what it does to the bag. Okay, look at that. It just made the whole bag red. So that's awesome because that means that I can, based on my Illustrator final deliverable plan, I can try to make the background of the bag blue and I could try to make the sea otter white. So I'm going to try that. Again, I'm going to copy my color code here. We're always using the colors that we have kind of predetermined in our plan because that's the colors that we would want the client to use. So we got to make sure we're using the right colors. I guess I'm just going to do it this way. I'm going to go solid color. Again, drop in the blue code, teal code, click OK. And then for color fill, I'm going to change this because obviously we can't see the logo now because it's the same color. I want the logo to be white on top of it. So I'm going to double click here on this top color fill and I'm going to change this code from the blue to the white. Click OK. Cute. And now I just hit File, Save to update it. And there is my other bag design. Awesome. So I'm going to hit File. I'm going to export as a PNG. This, I'm going to just call it blue bag white. Blue bag white. I'm just calling that. Awesome. And you are welcome to do multiple mockups. I would say I want at least 3 mockups, which it could be 3 of the same, like the same bag, just 3 different color variations. But you need to make sure that you're using the actual color codes. You can't just eyeball it, all right? Got to make sure that you're kind of using and experimenting with the suggested color variations that you have here. But then what you're going to do is you're going to take those mockups and you're going to put them on at the end of your slideshow in your process slideshow, okay? Feel free to save the mockup document to your Creative Cloud if you wish. For some reason, it's not letting me right now, but whatever. But anyway, have fun. Mockups are a lot of fun. And good luck.